Hey, what are you doing? Hey, it's the day after Thanksgiving. Hey, let's look at the cryptos. Start the music. Welcome to the Morning Cryptos. It's Mark Shepard, and this is day number 117 of my 90-day challenge to go deep into the rabbit hole of Bitcoin and the altcoins, the cryptocurrencies, and the hypnosis of money to actually observe and participate in what is looking to be the greatest revolution in thought and behavior since the internet. And the internet is still growing, still changing, still developing, and we're here, baby. It's an amazing thing. So what I do every day is I quick look at the news. I start with Bitcoin, and then I look at all the other currencies that I currently either have money in or are watching to see where I could get in at a good entry place. And again, learning how to trade. Not a total newbie at this point. I have traded futures in the past, a long time ago. I traded futures commodities. And so I have a little bit of an understanding of charts just from their patterns, not from any training or technical thing. I am a self-taught person. But what I try to do is to share some of the thoughts and some of what I've been learning as I spend almost every waking moment thinking about these. When I'm not working on other projects, I'm still thinking about them and finding ways that the cryptocurrencies are influencing all my other projects as well. So without further ado, let's jump into this. What I do is I just go over here, Bitcoin price, and I hit Google and I refresh that just to see what's going on. Price overview, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, on Cointelegraph. Bitcoin price steady as Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum climb. That's good to know. Bitcoin account holder loses 100,000 over public wireless network. Yeah, that's probably a good thing to not do, but I don't see any particular pressing news that I need to deal with. So let's look at the charts. And today, Bitcoin is doing what Bitcoin does. It's testing its new high. It's consolidating. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. So this is a nice little consolidation place for Bitcoin. And I never thought I'd say this. It's actually seems like Bitcoin wants to go to 10,000. That's everybody's talking about that. And I don't know if that's true or not. However, what you want to do, particularly if you're new and you want to get some Bitcoin, is you want to get an account over at Coinbase. But don't just go there and buy. I want you to get an account at Coinbase and get that set up, right? And then start looking at these charts. Like Coinigy is a good place to get a chart. I will try to remember to put the link below this. I have a affiliate code. I don't know. They give me 2 cents if you sign up. I don't know what the deal is. I don't really care. Or just go to Coinigy.com. You can use my link or not. I don't care. But what you want to do is you want to look at these charts if you want to buy Bitcoin. Even if you're buying 20 bucks of it, you want to see if you can get it on a dip. Right? You want to get it on a dip when it comes back to some kind of support that used to be resistance. Right here. Boom. Anything below 7,900 is looking like a good price now. And that seems absurd and crazy because in February, when I first started doing this, Bitcoin was 700 bucks, 800 bucks, 900 bucks. I thought I'd missed it. I thought I was too late to the party. And the thing is, we are here actually at the right time. So much really dumb money is about to pour into this place. And more people are hearing about it. Thanksgiving tables all over the world, all over the country at least. In the United States, people are have you heard about this Bitcoin thing? What do you know about Bitcoin, right? That's happening. Imagine millions of those conversations, just like you had yesterday. It'll come up in conversations. People are interested in it. They will talk about it, but they don't know anything about it. So if you are new, stay tuned to the Morning Cryptos. I will do my best to keep you safe and to not make some of the dumbass mistakes that myself made by me, that I made and my team made back in the summer when we got tangled up in some stupid Ponzi schemes. And by the way, BitConnect is a Ponzi scheme, and it's looking like it's getting ready to come down. So please do not be swayed by the BitConnect profits of glory. But you can make really, really good money right here in the markets, right here in the cryptos, just by paying very close attention and learning and applying what you've learned. Okay, so that was it for my pep talk. How do you feel? Yeah. All right, let's look at this. So that's, I think, all I got to say about Bitcoin right now. I am not buying any more of it at the moment. What I have, I'm hodling, holding on for dear life. Yeah, anyway, hodling, HODL, holding on for dear life. It's early. My coffee hasn't hit. This is the first thing I do in the morning. All right. Let's look at Bitcoin Cash. I love this thing. I called this Bitcoin Cash move. I literally bought the other day. I said, this looks like it's time to go. This thing is about to go. And what I like to trade on are these sideways trading patterns. You could call this a bullish pennant, but it just kept getting narrower and narrower and tighter, and I was like, that's either going to drop like a rock, in which I'm okay risking $100 on that, or it's going to pop. And because everything else is up, there was no reason for it to drop. I felt fairly confident that it was about to go, so I put $100 in, and that $100, last I checked a couple of seconds ago, was worth of $147. That's not bad in 3 days. But it's not like you get it and get to keep it. It can go back, right? So you only want to play with money that you could afford to lose, and you want to start taxing yourself a little bit, either every day or every week. Take some money out of your budget somewhere that you're wasting or that you're spending on something dumb like TV, like cable TV people. One of my friends, he canceled his cable TV, and he takes that money every month and he puts it into Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, or Dash, or some of the alts. And he's up. He's more than, he doesn't even watch cable TV anymore, because why would he? This is more entertaining, right? I know guys who have literally forgotten to watch porn because this is much more interesting. And I think that's healthy. I think it's good. It's a healthy obsession. And we have been kind of under the thumb of the central banks of the world for the last 100 years, since 1913, and it hasn't really been pretty. The US dollar is now worth about 4 cents compared to what it was. So we want currencies, people, that increase in value. We want to be able to take our hard work, our ideas, our experience, our training, and turn it into money. Turn it into money that actually grows, doesn't diminish, so we're all trying to chase this stupid dollar, and it just keeps getting smaller and smaller, so we got to get more and more. Really? You think that can only happen in Zimbabwe, Tanzania, the Weimar Republic, Argentina, Peru, wherever? I don't know. What's the other country in South America that's Argentina and Chile, and there's one other country. But all over the world, currencies are not doing well, right? And the international monetary system is not set up for you and me. It's set up for the corporate oligarchy. Anyway, let me get back on point here, people. There you go. So a revolution is happening. And the thing is, I think it's going to happen peacefully, because the people in the government they struggle every year to try to pay their bills as well. They're notoriously underpaid, and tired of pushing papers around, perhaps, living in their little cubicles all day. And maybe it's time to be free. It's all about freedom. Oh yeah, baby. Not only am I grateful for the cryptos and grateful for you guys, but I'm grateful for the fact that we actually have this technology called the internet. This has changed the world and has given each of us the ability to be creative, to be inventive, to participate in a worldwide global community and marketplace. Pretty cool stuff. I think we're in good shape. And things are going to change rapidly in the future, so be aware it's time to prepare, not in a pathologically fearful way, but in an excited way that the world's going to change. We are going to stop using oil at some point, and hopefully sooner, right? We're going to deal with the fact that we have solar and wind power, and it's coming in and online, and electric cars are coming in and online, and it's going to change the world, right? And hopefully, and it needs to, because we need a world to live on, to live in. All right, I'm keeping track of Bitcoin Gold. We had a serious boost. That's a 1 hour chart, so let's see what it really looks like. Whoa. Serious boost in Bitcoin Gold. I'm not chasing this one, but when it comes back to this line, people, see this line? Whoops. Something like that. If it crosses below this line but still has support, so there's support here, this is what I'm going to be looking at. Whoops. Come on. Oh, I forget. I can't draw lines that direction. It's annoying. All right, so this for me is what I'm looking. If it comes back to this line of support and looks like it's going to stay on this line of support and not drop like a rock, I'm going to look into getting me some Bitcoin Gold, right? Regardless of ideology, regardless of if it's a good project or not, because it's already, let's look at where it's trading on World Coin Index. See how close it is to the top. Oh, it's not doing that well. I must have missed it. If you have not heard of BitConnect, people, stay away from it unless you just want to lose your money. Okay, Bitcoin Gold is number 4. It's the number 4 coin. That's why I missed it. I went right by it. It has more volume right now than Litecoin. So all these coins in the top 10 to 20, top 15, those are the ones I'm looking at because they have some momentum, and right now it's about learning what they are and what they do, and the ones that actually have real uses are ones that I'm interested in. And this one is just like Bitcoin was a couple of weeks ago, except for the fact that it's changed so that you can mine it with your regular computer. You don't need specialized ASIC mining rigs to mine this. And so that's supposedly going to open it up for the people. So I'm a people. Not sure I want to mine it. Mining is kind of a harder way to make money. So Bitcoin Gold. Let's go to Dash. Okay, Dash is having a little consolidation. It rose nicely. And it's nicely above 500. Holy crap. We watched Dash for a long time. Look at this long sideways channel on the 1-day chart. Boom. That was August, September, October, November. Just hanging on with Dash, being patient, just buying it whenever it made sense to buy it. And I think I started buying it over here in this sideways channel. And then it boosted, and I did not take profits. It came back, and I was like, oh, I should have taken profits. But then it kept doing its thing, and now it has boosted. My mouse is twitchy. I apologize for that. All right, so let's look at the 1 hour chart. Okay, this is what Dash is doing. It is consolidating up here, and This is what I mean by coming back down to support or resistance. But there's no, it's coming down to a support place. Like, what is there? There's no support other than, see, this is previous resistance down here. And right now, it's finding support, not at a previous resistance point, but at a price. Right? There's not. So I'm not sure I'd get in right now because it's just boosted. I would want to see a little more consolidation and see if it really maybe comes down to this line and then comes back up. I want to see where it's testing before I would buy more. Right now I'm holding or hodling. But if you want to get into Dash, not a bad place when it comes down to this line, and right at the second it's at that line. So I would, if I didn't have any, I would definitely think, you know what, I'm going to get $100 worth just to see it. But you might have to hold that $100 a while because it may have some retracement. After these big moves, we've been seeing retracements that are normal, right? Because it's going straight up. And you want some support. However, the project is so good and they're instituting a bunch of changes that make it literally light years better than Bitcoin as far as an actual currency. And that's pretty cool. They're trying to make it the currency that your grandmother will use. And they're doing a pretty damn good job. And there's no other currency as usable or as good in that sense. So they are finding a market niche that is valuable. So I would not be surprised if Dash continues to rise. However, for me, that's not a point to get in. I want to get in down here at one of these long sideways channels. All right? And so that's what you need to think about. And again, this is not to be construed as investment advice. You're on your own. You have to make your own decisions, right? But the fact that I am showing you what I'm doing, hopefully that will give you some courage to take small steps and to make intelligent decisions with your money. All right? No one's going to do it for you. That's called freedom, people. It's called freedom and taking responsibility for your own actions and results. EOS, I just picked up a little more EOS here yesterday. And here's why I did it, because it has come back to a major resistance and support level. And it was at the bottom of that support level. And when it touches to the bottom of a support level, it's a good time. Let's get it a little bit bigger here. It's a good time to get some. See where it dipped down here? That's where I bought. Because I'm like, wow, it has support. And it's at a place of previous support and resistance. So it's probably going to hold. And it's a new project, and it's just getting started. So I know there's a future for it, and at $2 or 181 cents, right? $1.81. This is a good project. This does millions of transactions per second, and it will take Ethereum's kind of niche up to the next level. And so EOS I'm calling it a buy signal for me. It's a good place to get in. It's a pause. And this is a place to get in. This is still an Ethereum token. So, and you can get it in the Exodus wallet. And the Exodus wallet is free, people. Download it. And start learning how to use it. It's simple. It's easy to use. And just follow the instructions. So not a bad time to get into EOS. I think it's, kind of pausing and consolidating. And these are the little places I like to get in. Like when it touches this line and dips below it, okay, I'm going to get me some. And it's so in the beginning of the project. You hear people talking about, I bought Bitcoin at $3, right? You hear people saying that. Well, this is at $1.80. And this is better than Bitcoin. It's actually better than Ethereum as far as its technology and what it can do. And it has huge amounts of funding. It has a stellar team. It has all the elements that you want in something that is going to introduce something radically new to the world and in a way that everybody wants in. And so I would highly recommend EOS. And right now, today, good time to get you some, if you so choose to make that decision on your own. Ethereum, let's see what it's doing. Oh, look at this. Ethereum's going for, I think it's going to go for 500. And it had a lovely sideways channel. And again, if you're new, one of my wonderful commenters asked, what should I get besides Bitcoin? And I neglected to mention Ethereum. Definitely, if you're new, get yourself a little Litecoin. Don't go crazy with it. Just get I meant Bitcoin. Get yourself a little Bitcoin. Get yourself a little Ethereum. Get yourself a little Litecoin. You can do that at Coinbase. And just get comfortable there. That's like step one. And see if you can buy these three whenever it comes to a dip. And there's a chart over at Coinbase, but I highly recommend you just come to the Morning Cryptos. Every day I look at all of these. And if you're interested, it's fascinating. If you're not interested, you're not going to watch it, right? So that's okay. But this is where every day I make my plan. I look at what's going on and I go, that looks good. If it looks good, I will buy a little, right? And I just buy a little of everything within reason. You don't want to get scattered, but I can handle a few things. I can handle 10 or 12 of these. So you have to work with your own neurology and your own comfort level. But get in small and start learning. The learning curve is huge here. You got to get into it. And I'm trying to save you some time because I am so obsessed with this that I research this all the time. And I still don't have enough time. There's not enough hours in the day to learn all there is to learn about this. And we're not at the place where it's really a consumer turnkey situation yet. That's coming, but it's still at the place kind of where we were with dial-up or Microsoft DOS, the operating system where you had to type in command lines and stuff. We're not quite at the Windows or the Mac iOS season in this, but it's coming. And literally as I'm talking, Ethereum is rising. And that's cool. What I've been doing is taking a tiny little bit of my profits and buying other coins that look like they're about to move. So I'm trying to ladder up in that way and still hold my major position. Just taking, the change to the right of the decimal point. $100 here, $50 there, $200 there, and moving it into other coins that I think have even more room to move long term. So that's kind of one of my plan. IOTA is on the 1 hour. Hold on, get to the 1 day. IOTA is something I don't own any of. But look at it's coming back to its previous resistance, right? This is really the main place right here, right? If it comes back to this point and starts consolidating or looking like it's, doing something somewhat predictable or determinable, I will definitely look into getting some Litecoin or some IOTA. Blech. It's early in the morning. Let's get some more coffee in the system here. So IOTA's, I would call this a double top. So what I'm seeing is that there's some resistance here. Let's just call it kind of roughly there. So if it comes down to this line and consolidates, it's gonna aim for up, and it's gonna try to go here. So if you get in here, it's gonna go back, and you pretty much know you have this, or it could drop down as low as this support. And again, you got to look at these different support zones, and if you can handle it. Because if you buy here, it may go all the way down to here. Temporarily while it consolidates. So if it comes down to this line and consolidates here, I'm getting in. If it comes all the way down to this line, I'm definitely getting in. Buy the dips, people. Do not chase a rising market. You would not buy here. Up, 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 up. Nope, 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 nope. And then here you want to see where's it going to come back to? See, it comes all the way back down to where it was, but a little bit more, right? See, it's a little higher than it was. That's a huge move, but you can literally buy here, Sell when it goes up to its next resistance point. Wait till it comes back, buy again, sell here. I mean, that's called laddering, and you can do that, right? All right, Litecoin definitely moving up. This is a good one to get into, particularly if you're new, because it's a little bit steadier, a little less volatile than the others, although it's nice when it boosts. When it boosts. And then it kind of hangs in and consolidates. Sorry about that. All right, so Litecoin, if it comes back, let's see where our resistance and support lines are here on the 1 hour. So this is, we have resistance and support here. It used to be resistance, right? Now it's support. We have a pretty good chunk of support here, which used to be resistance. And what do we got? Kind of this mid-range here. There's some kind of resistance and support in this area. And these are all just approximate. You don't have to be precise with this, people. This is just to give you a frame to go, okay, if it comes back here, I will do X. If it comes back here, I will do Y. Just see what I mean? If it consolidates here, I will do Z. Whatever. Just so you have an idea of, okay, if it does this, I'm going to get in. If it does that, I'm going to get out, or whatever. I have a sell stop over at Bittrex around 91. This is its real resistance up here. It's probably, I'm calling it 87 on that line, but it's really 90. To be realistic, it's 90, kind of like that. And it's going to go for that at some point, and it will test it, and it will probably push up against it and come back down, or it may blast through, right? But the thing is, with Litecoin, just see where it was back in March. It was $4.35. So these initial moves, when people discover it and the projects get going, there's some serious money to be made, people. But you have to have a long-term vision, and you have to go, okay, and this is where EOS is right now. This is where Quantum is right now. Quantum's at 15. It was at 10. So these moves, EOS, Quantum, Civic is something I'm looking into. Basic Attention Token, Omise Go. These names are going to become familiar to you as you watch. And not all of them are going to do well, right? Some of them are going to dump. Some of them are not. Some of them are going to fail. Some of them are just going to spend their venture capitalist money and not succeed. But I think a lot of these have really good teams, and they have good money, and they're starting to move. So, all right. So Litecoin, people, I don't know whether to tell you whether this is a get-in moment or a watch it and get ready moment. That's the honest truth. And again, I'm not here to give you advice. I'm here to show you what I do. So I would say probably not a get-in point, although it did have a nice little retracement here and it's kind of recovered from that. I think it would be worth, even at this right here, even right now, I would put $100 in it if I didn't have any, because you got to start somewhere, right? But it would be better if you had the patience to wait till it had a little, and there's going to be a little bit of a retraction or a retracement or a consolidation or a sell-off, whatever you want to call it. And even a little one, the news media will call it crash. Oh, the bubble popped. It's just beginning, people. It's just beginning. When you ask a room full of people, how many of you own Bitcoin, and nobody raises their hand, you know there's room for this to grow. So just keep that in mind. I'm looking at NEO. I don't own any NEO. NEO's looking like it is creating on the 1 hour chart a nice sideways range here. Shazupi. And these are my favorite patterns to trade, because if you have a nice channel and you can see it has some support, when it comes and touches support, you get in and then usually it goes, right? So just to keep an eye on NEO. And again, some people are crazy positive about NEO. I don't know that much about it. It's not one of the ones that I own yet. However, this is looking like a good entry signal, because look at this. We have, I don't know what that did, but we have a nice channel. We have a nice channel, and it's gonna, so it's above this channel, right? It made a sideways channel. It's above it, but it looks like it, look what it did. It kind of boosted up, did a channel, boosted up, and is starting its next channel. That to me is looking like a pretty good buy. Buy signal, buy signal. That's a buy signal. Look into getting you some NEO. I might look into getting me some. Okay, NEO. Put that on the shopping list. Omiso go. Omise go. Omise go. Omise go. Omise go. I like the name Omise go. I like the way it sounds coming out of my mouth. As a songwriter, I like that. Omise go at $7.54. Just see what I'm seeing, people? It has boosted. And right at this little point where it is right now, right on this red line, right on that red line is some pretty significant support, right? It dipped below it, but it's gone back, and now it is to be watched. Omise go. I think I got more of this. Was it yesterday or the night before? I can't remember. I'm going to go to my wallet here. By the way, people, my wallet, $6,866. I also have my Quantum over at Bittrex. And this is my biggest holding is actually Ethereum right now. Followed by Dash. My $500 of Bitcoin is $733 today. Notice I'm calling it $500 worth of Bitcoin, right? My Bitcoin Cash, that's $100 I bought the other day. Now $1, now 135. So I'm doing the small, but I'm learning. And I now know that if I literally had to start from scratch, let's say that I took all this and paid off my credit cards, because I owe about $6,000 in credit cards, I could literally start from scratch. And I might actually do that. I don't know. I've been thinking about possibly doing that as a challenge starting January 1st. Like, okay, I'm going to start with zero. And I'm going to let you guys watch me start from zero. But I don't know. It seems like a lot of damn work, And I've already started from zero last year, right? But it's an idea. We'll see. And let me know what you guys think. But the thing is, eventually, you got to do it yourself. Let's look at Quantum US dollar. I have some little lines drawn here for the 1 hour chart. So Quantum boosted, and now it's consolidating at a higher level. And, I could go, oh, I didn't take my profits. I had no intention of taking profits. I was thinking about 15. But you know what? It's actually time to get more Quantum. Look at this. It has come back to support. See if I can get a better. Right, this is the trend line, but people took profits, right? Now it has a sideways channel. It's dipped below that sideways channel and tested its previous resistance and support, and it went right back up to this $13.50 range. Not a bad time to get some more Quantum. Right now, I got plenty, so I'm not doing anything. But if I wanted to add to my position, good time to do it, I think. I love these sideways trading ranges because it's setting up the new price at a new level and kind of locking it in and reinforcing it. This is hypnosis, people, and this is how hypnosis literally works. When you make a change, let's say you decide, I want to stop smoking, you don't just stop. You stop and then you begin to consolidate the new beliefs, exactly like these price levels do. And this is just a mass hypnosis, a mass self-hypnosis as you go, well, I don't think it's worth that. Or someone else goes, oh man, that's cheap. That's a belief system. That's a pattern of communication with yourself and with a market and with other people. And ultimately, that comes down to being actual hypnosis. And hypnosis is literally how you run your mind and how you use your mind to interact with the world. And whether you're doing hypnosis that's getting you good results or hypnosis that's getting you bad results, whatever you're doing in your life is hypnosis, and it's self-hypnosis, right? That's really, there are, advertising is another kind of hypnosis, and, the news media is another kind of hypnosis. So you have to balance all those different inputs with what's really going on inside you and what actual reality is doing, right? And this market doesn't care about you or me. It is a neutral almost living entity. So it's an interesting thing to wrap your head around. But the cool thing is the more you wrap your head around it, the more money you can make, because ultimately, and I've heard other traders talk about this, is that this is a Zen thing. It's like you pay yourself whatever you think you're worth from these markets. Do you know what I mean? The market is neutral. It's you, and the market is your worthy adversary. And it's like you're honing your spirit and your skills, your financial warrior, your ninja number person inside you, and going, okay, how can I ramp this up? How can I combine? How can I take profits, put it here, get that to grow? It's literally farming. You're harvesting, and then you're replanting over here, and then you're nurturing and nourishing that and paying attention. Then, oh, okay, harvest here, put there, grow here, right? And then some things you just are like Bitcoin, you would consider that to be maybe a walnut tree, right? You're just going to hold that. You're going to just take care of it for years. You're just going to hodl. You're going to hold on for dear life. Other ones, you might, like quantum, I'm a hodler for quantum. I'm going to see quantum at 30. I'm going to see quantum at 100. And I have, I think, 205 quantum. And if it goes to 100, well, you do the math. 205 times 100. If it goes to 1,000, 205 quantum is $205,000, right? That can happen, particularly if the dollar starts really tanking. It could happen really fast, and it's a three-dimensional dynamic. Could be interesting times. So anyway, that's enough of that. And that's hopefully what I just said, and how I said it is why you should come here every day, because ultimately I am hypnotizing myself to be extremely profitable here and to be extremely successful at this, because I think personally, as an introvert, this is a wonderful way for me to raise money to record my music and perhaps even support myself. That would be cool. How cool would that be? Pay your rent with cryptos? So let's look at quantum US. I just looked at quantum US dollar. Okay, here we go. XMR Monero, 156. It's boosting. It might be a time to get in again, but I think I want to see more consolidation. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. See, this is what I like. This is sweet. This is consolidation. We have past resistance is now support, right? And you'll hear me say that over and over again. It's simple, people. It's just not easy because your emotions get in the way of thinking clearly sometimes, particularly if you're new and you got to get some experience and you're going to make mistakes and you're going to go, oh, why did I do that? You did it because you're learning, right? I got into Ponzi schemes back in July, and most of them crashed. and I learned my lesson. I burned my hand on the stove the hard way and the fast way. All right, so here's what I'm seeing on Monero. It is consolidating and getting into the sideways channel, and it kind of looks like it's a little bit more like that. It's at the bottom of that sideways channel. Not a bad entry point if you think it's going higher. I don't know. It went high. It went up pretty quick. But you see how it's going up? It really peaks and then it comes back. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a trading range here, and to keep an eye on it. This is not a bad entry point. I don't think Monero's coming back because it does some pretty cool things. It's the privacy coin. However, remember, Dash has a privacy feature as well. And Dash is in wallets, and Monero is not in wallets. Monero is it's still the sneaky coin, and it might be the go-to place when governments start trying to get access to people's money. And so it's nice to know Monero's there. You can set up a Monero wallet on a separate computer or a Raspberry Pi, so you can do it. Hey, keep it down in there! I'm recording. Keep it down. My old man's visiting me. He's 90 and he makes old man sounds in the morning. Actually, I make old man sounds too. But I love my dad. I tease him a lot. I'm going to get him into cryptos. He's 90. If he can do it, you can do it. And he's really good with his money. And he grew up on a farm in the Depression. He knows what it's like when shit goes down. Okay, so experience is your best friend. There's another level here. There's another level that Monero may come back to, so I'm just keeping an eye on this. This is a watch zone. If you don't have any and you want to experiment, you can get it over on Bittrex, but that's, you'll have to open an account there and learn how to do all that stuff. Not newbie stuff, okay? XRP is Ripple. This is a centralized coin that is really designed for banks. I'm keeping an eye on it. I don't have any, and I don't know if I want any. But it's good to keep an eye on, stuff that has high volume. And this has high volume. It's being used already by corporations. It's here to stay. It's proving itself in business day in and day out as a usable thing. So, and they pay their team well, and so it's not a decentralized coin. So that's it for today. That's all I'm going to look at. And I really appreciate you guys hanging in here and being interested in this stuff. Sometimes you got to find someone who you can talk to about this. And I do my absolute best to respond to all your comments. If you don't hear from me, your comment may have been put in the spam folder, and it takes me a little while to check the spam folder. So, if you don't hear back from me, just let me know you left a comment. There may have been a link in there that you're trying to turn me on to something. Please don't turn me on to scams. I'm not going to do any high yield investment programs or hypes. I learned my lesson. I'm not giving my Bitcoin, my Litecoin, any of my stuff to anybody else to manage for me, right? And that's the main thing. The only thing that I would ever do again is I'm doing pretty well with mining contracts at Genesis Mining, but they're sold out. They just they sell it instantly. And I have converted my payout from Bitcoin. I'm mining Bitcoin, but I'm having them convert it to Dash before they send it to me, because sending Bitcoin was getting really crazy and expensive in small little amounts. And what was 10 or 12 bucks of Bitcoin has now been like 18 bucks a day of Dash. So that's something to talk about in the future. But the main thing is, if you buy low and you hold on, we are in the beginnings, really, of the greatest bull market, I think, in the history of humankind. So it's a revolution, people. Pay attention. We're just getting started. This is early, and it's time to get your education. You may not know about this yet, but it's time. You're going to have to learn. And those of us who are already in, there's so much more to learn. And the more you learn, the more you realize there is to learn. So I hope you're lifelong learners, because otherwise you're going to be in trouble. You got to learn. You got to expand your mind. And that's it for today. Thank you, guys. This day after Thanksgiving 2017. And I'm grateful for cryptos. I'm grateful for you guys. And I'm going to wrap this up. So go ahead, and if you like this, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Please share this with somebody. And check out my music. Check out my Better Man project. And that's it for now. Go ahead and start the music. I'll see you tomorrow.